What a great Thursday of college basketball. I'm breaking down a game in the American Conference between Memphis and USF. And folks, it may not be big names in Irvine and Cal Santa Barbara, but I'll tell you what, they've combined for 3 of the last 5 conference championships. I'll have that nightcap for you in just a minute. Well, let's get started on today's video. Memphis, a 7 or a 7.5 point away favorite at USF, a total of 151.5 at the time we're shooting this. Memphis comes in 20-4. In conference action, they're leading the American Athletic Conference with a 10-1 record. They've lost 4 games this year, 2 losses, no problems. Auburn on a neutral setting, Mississippi State at home. 2 poor losses, home against Arkansas State and on the road against Temple. But now we have a Memphis team that is number 2 in the country shooting 3-point shots. They don't shoot many, but when they do, they're good at them. They're an up-tempo team. They're number 46 overall. They're number 33 on offense. Now, I looked at Memphis and I said, maybe I do like him in this role, but please note that their starting guard, Tyrese Hunter, missed the last game. He's a game-time decision, but they do have Dante Harris, who stepped up in a big fashion in the last game. This kid played at Virginia and at Georgetown, so he has a lot of experience. So Memphis has some depth, even though they don't use their bench very often. In fact, they're one of the bottom 20 teams as far as using bench minutes. Sometimes injuries help during a season where you can find a player that can help you get through the conference tournament and through March Madness. The Tigers started 6-0 straight up in ATS, but since that time, they're only 14-4 straight up and a very poor 5-13 against the spread, including going only 1-10 as a favorite of -6 or higher. The Tigers are last in the conference in turnover percentage. They are a very sloppy team. If Hunter's out, that may even get worse. They're number 320 nationally. USF, one of the matchups I like for the Bulls, they are number 3 in defensive turnover percentage in the AAC. Now, when I go through those numbers, you say, well, doesn't that get you to bet the USF side? I would, but I have an issue with USF as well. They're 1-7 against the spread their last 8 games, and the only cover they've had, was as a home favorite, and they needed 2 overtimes to win that. I look at Memphis, their last 5 games, they're shooting 55%. USF, their last 5 games, shooting 41.9%. But then I also look at Memphis's defense. The last 2 games, they've been a 15 and a 16-point favorite against Tulsa and Temple. They allowed those 2 teams to shoot 53.6% and 50%. So when I add that up, I think Memphis will press the tempo. South Florida is a team that plays quick on offense. They're number 42. And while they try to slow people down on defense, I don't think they'll be able to slow Memphis down. I like the Memphis Tigers team total over tonight in the ESPN2 matchup, 9 p.m. Eastern. Memphis team total over the total versus South Florida. Guys, I talk to all the cappers at WagerTalk, and we all thoroughly enjoy doing these videos. We appreciate you taking the time to watch them. We ask for one favor. Smash that like button, give us a thumbs up, and if you want to know every time a WagerTalk handicapper releases a free video, just subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll be notified immediately. I guess that is actually 3 favors I asked you, but I remiss. Game number 2, guys, is a big one out west. Cal Irvine and UC Santa Barbara. As I mentioned, they have combined for 3 of the last 5 Big West titles. Current line, UC Irvine at home, -8.5, a total of 139.5, and this game on ESPNU tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern. Now, Irvine has always been a top mid-major team. They've been in the top 10 of the mid-major rankings for seasons. They are a veteran group. They're a team under Russell Turner, who is experienced, is used to winning the Big West, is used to going to March Madness. They're 20-4 this year. They're tied for the Big West lead at a 10-2 record, but they are off a loss. They were a 1-point home favorite against UC San Diego, and they lost by 18 points. That is only the second time since 2021 they have lost a home game by 11 points or more. Now, I look at that game, and it was an anomaly. UC Irvine is normally a very good defensive team. In fact, they're rated number 13 in KenPom. They allowed San Diego to shoot 16 of 31 from three-pointers, 51.6% from three. You allow anyone to make 16 three-pointers and shoot over 50%, you are not going to win that game. I do expect them to bounce back and bounce back strong. UC Irvine off a loss this year, a perfect 3-0 straight up in ATS. UC Irvine against a defense that ranks 176 or higher, a perfect 10-0. Santa Barbara ranks 184. Now, Irvine's played a very tough non-conference schedule. In fact, when you look at their ratings, their schedule, strength of schedule, was rated number 69. They didn't play a lot of great teams, but they also didn't play a lot of garbage teams. They were all in that mid-major level range. Well, for the first 22 games of the season, they allowed zero teams to shoot over 50%. Their last two games, they allowed 50% and 52%. I told you it was an anomaly with the San Diego game. I believe it was an anomaly with the Davis game as well. I look at Irvine, and they're a team that they lost Andre Henry early this year. He had started 39 straight games. He will likely not be back for a while. And when they lost him after 8 games, it took them a little bit to get those ATS numbers up and find a new synchronicity, but they have found that now. When I look at Santa Barbara, they're 0-7 when they play a top 50 defense. And you want to talk about a mismatch on paper here. They have faced one defense this entire year. Their record is 16-8. They faced one defense that ranks in the top 70 of KenPom ratings. They lost that game, and they're 0-7 against top 50 defenses. And as I mentioned, UC Irvine's defense in KenPom ratings, number 15. The Gauchos have won 3 straight games, but they're 2-7 against the spread since January 11th, and they're also 3-9 against the spread as a favorite, as a dog or a favorite to -6, with a total of 148 or lower. Now, Irvine has a big second half propensity when they're playing games. Cal Irvine as a home favorite this year, their average line was -13 points. In the first half, as a home favorite, they're only plus 4.3 points per game. In the second half, as a home favorite, they are plus 14.4 points per game diff. So that means they are 10.1 points per game better in the second half than the first half. My best bet here on the show is going to be Irvine minus the points. But if you are interested in Santa Barbara, and I would not talk you out of this at all, 2 very good defenses in the conference, knowing that they're going to likely meet again in the Big West tournament, I don't mind at all. If you do like Santa Barbara, I would suggest playing them first half. And again, I do like Irvine full game. Guys, we have a great site-wide special at WagerTalk for me or any capper. 30 days, all access, all sports, under $8 a day. Just head to your favorite capper's page. Mine, wt.buzz/RM. I have a Big West game of the week going tonight on Thursday. It is not this game. It is another game, but I love this conference when I lived out in California. That's how originally I got my name as Cal Sports, and I've got a game circled that will cash this evening. Thanks for watching. Again, a thumbs up, a smash the like button. We certainly appreciate you watching this video.